Aloha Commanders, and welcome to Later Tonight with Dr. Iron Chef, hosted on Aloha Diz.
Please be sure to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube for all the latest content.
Today we discuss the new blog post and YouTube video from Beck of Star Trek Fleet Command.
All right.
Welcome to this deep dive into the latest intel from the Star Trek Fleet Command universe.
You got it.
Specifically, the Patch Notes Update 77 Section 31 Part 2 blog post, and the corresponding YouTube video from April 8th, 2025 by Beck.
Right.
Now, we shared these sources because you're keen to understand what's new and important in this update
Oh, yeah.
without feeling like you need a Starfleet technical manual
Yeah.
to decipher it all.
Right.
Our mission is to cut through the technobabble,
Absolutely.
get you the crucial insights
For sure.
quickly, and maybe have a few laughs along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
This update shines a shadowy spotlight on Section 31, bringing a brand new ship,
Nice.
some intriguing officers, and a tougher way to test your solo skills.
That's right.
So this update is all about Section 31 Part 2.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really leaning into this whole, clandestine operations,
Yeah, for sure.
Black Ops side of Star Trek.
Exactly. It's like they've given us a peek behind the black curtain of the Federation.
Right.
And what we're seeing are some seriously cool toys.
Okay.
And some seriously tough challenges.
I like it.
Forget your diplomatic niceties.
Uh-huh.
This is about getting the job done.
Yeah.
Section 31 style.
I like it. I like it. Let's dive straight into the star of the show, the one that's got everyone buzzing.
Oh, yeah.
The GS-31.
The GS-31.
It's a Grade 4 Interceptor.
Yeah?
And it sounds like it's not messing around.
Nope.
Especially when facing those pesky Apex Raider hostiles in the new Elite Solo Wave defense.
Right.
So tell me about this ship.
Yeah, so this new GS-31 is a Grade 4 Interceptor, and it's really designed to combat those Apex Raider hostiles that you'll find in the new Elite Solo Wave defense.
Right.
And what's really fascinating about this ship is its main weapon, the Gravitational Blast.
Ooh.
Now, this isn't just another energy beam that bounces off shields.
Okay, I like it already.
This thing hits the hull directly, kind of like a surprise gut punch to your opponent.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
I love it when there's more.
It also applies this weakened status, making the target softer for subsequent hits. And this works on both players and those non-Armada hostiles.
All right. So a whole damaging attack that makes enemies wobbly.
Exactly.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about, those swarms of fast-moving Orion prowlers,
Right.
could this gravitational blast be the ultimate fly swatter?
Precisely.
Right.
Beck's video really showcases this, showing the beam splitting and hitting multiple non-Armada targets simultaneously within the same system.
Oh, wow.
Imagine the satisfaction of clearing out a whole group with one well-aimed shot. So satisfying.
And the blog post details that as you upgrade the ship, the base damage of this blast just keeps getting nastier.
Oh, nice.
Plus, there's research that lets it target even more enemies at once and really amplifies the pain from that weakened effect. It's not just a flash in the pan. It's a strategic centerpiece.
Nice. So it sounds like they're really rewarding players who focus on maximizing that gravitational blast.
For sure.
Now, the notes also keep mentioning enhanced Apex Shred.
Yeah?
For those of us who still get Apex Raiders and Armadas mixed up,
Right.
after one too many energy drinks, can you break down why this is a big deal for the GS-31?
Oh, yeah, sure. So think of Apex Raiders as those particularly resilient, often heavily shielded enemies
Okay.
that can really put a dent in your hull. The GS-31 has these built-in passive abilities specifically designed to make short work of them.
Okay.
Apex Shred directly increases the damage the ship deals to Apex Raiders, and Marked for Disposal gives it an additional boost to its base damage against them.
So if you've ever felt like those Apex Raiders have been laughing at your puny attacks,
Oh, yeah. All the time.
the GS-31 is here to deliver the cosmic equivalent of a wedgie.
Cosmic wedgies for tough enemies. I like where this is going. So now beyond the ship's inherent abilities, there's also GS-31 specific research.
Right.
What kind of mad science can we unlock to make this ship even more formidable?
Well, the research tree for the GS-31 is all about enhancing its core strength.
Okay.
You'll find the usual suspects like improved warp range and better resistance to those annoying environmental hazards.
Yeah.
But the real juicy bits focus on supercharging the gravitational blast.
Ooh.
You can increase the number of targets it can hit, pump up its damage, and further exploit that weakened status.
Okay.
There are even research nodes that boost your apex shred, critical hit chance and damage, and even your apex barrier effectiveness.
Wow.
Specifically against weakened players.
That's intense.
It's clear they want you to lean hard into that core mechanic.
It sounds like a ship that really rewards specialization.
It does.
Now let's talk about keeping this beast in fighting shape.
Okay.
The refinery system got an overhaul.
Right.
And it's now supposedly the best place to snag ship parts.
Yeah.
So how has that changed, and how does it tie into our shiny new GS-31?
Well, the big news with the refinery is that it's now dishing out more ship parts.
Okay.
Based on your ship's tier and your overall player level.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what you're flying, you should see a better return.
Okay.
But for those of us itching to upgrade the GS-31, there's the new GS-31 Strongbox.
Okay.
Crack one of these open, and you're guaranteed to find GS-31 parts, which are crucial for leveling it up.
Right.
But you'll also get covert modifications, which are the keys to unlocking some of that advanced GS-31 research we just talked about.
Oh, nice.
And GS-31 recycled tokens, which you can trade in for even more ship parts.
More. I love more.
It's like they built a whole resource pipeline specifically for the ship.
So they're not just dropping a new ship and saying good luck.
Right.
They're actually providing the tools to make it viable.
Exactly.
Which is a welcome change.
For sure.
Now, this souped-up GS-31 sounds perfect for tackling the elite solo wave defense.
Mm-hmm.
What makes this new mode different from the old one?
So the elite version takes the old solo wave defense, cranks the difficulty dial way past 11, and then throws in a few extra surprises for good measure. Instead of the usual waves, you'll now be facing down either 6 or a terrifying 9 hostiles at once.
9.
And these aren't just your garden variety baddies. We're talking about those super fast Orion prowlers we all know.
Right.
And tolerate.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those.
But also brand new Syndicate Reavers.
Syndicate Reavers.
These Reavers are described as having some serious firepower and being surprisingly nimble.
Okay.
So you'll need to be on your toes.
9 hostiles at once.
Yeah.
That sounds less like a wave defense and more like a hostile mosh pit.
It is.
So how does our new friend, the GS-31, with its fancy gravitational blast, help us survive this chaotic scenario?
Well, that multi-target capability of the Gravitational Blast becomes your best friend here.
Okay.
Being able to simultaneously hit multiple fast-moving threats and hitting their hulls directly, no less, is crucial for crowd control.
Yeah.
And preventing them from overwhelming you.
Okay.
The patch notes specifically highlight using the GS-31 to strip those pesky apex barriers.
Right.
And to clear out groups of enemies with that active ability.
Got it.
It's all about creating breathing room when you're outnumbered.
Breathing room in a hostile mosh pit. Sounds like a luxury.
It is.
So if we manage to survive these tougher waves, what kind of loot are we looking at?
Okay.
Bragging rights and a pat on the back.
You get more than just a virtual high five.
I was hoping for a virtual high five.
The rewards for conquering the elite solo wave defense include significant hauls of Section 31 access keys.
Okay.
Which I'm sure will unlock some other shadowy goodies down the line. And also GS-31 recon data.
GS-31 recon data.
This recon data is specifically for upgrading the GS-31 and can be exchanged for even more of those precious ship parts.
Oh, nice.
So it's a virtuous cycle. Use the GS-31 to earn the resources to make it even better.
So a new ship, tougher challenge, and the means to upgrade.
Yeah.
But what about the shadowy figures pulling the strings?
Right.
This update introduces 2 new Section 31 officers.
Quasi.
And Alok Sahar.
Alok Sahar.
What kind of trouble are these operatives bringing?
All right, so Quasi is an epic officer.
Okay.
And their abilities seem laser-focused on taking down Apex Raiders.
Right.
Their officer ability, branching possibilities, gives a straight-up increase to Apex Shred against players.
Okay.
And their below-deck ability, adaptive transformation, does the same against non-Armada hostiles.
I see.
So if Apex Raiders are your personal nemesis, Quasi is looking like your new best friend.
Okay. So a shape-shifting specialist in taking down tough targets.
Yep.
Sounds like someone you'd want on your away team.
Right.
Or maybe not, given the whole Section 31 secrecy thing.
True.
What about Alok Sahar?
Yeah.
What kind of skills does this operative bring to the table?
Alok is a rare officer.
Okay.
And their abilities have a slightly more specific trigger.
Uh-huh.
Their officer ability, Past Always Catches Up, boosts Apex Shred against players.
Okay.
but only when they're stationed on the GS-31.
Oh, I see.
So again, we see that clear synergy being pushed.
Okay.
Their below-deck ability augments sagacity, increases apex barrier against explorer hostiles.
So they offer a bit more tactical flexibility.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of enemy you're facing down.
Exactly.
It sounds like they're really encouraging us to pair these new officers with the GS-31 for maximum effectiveness.
For sure.
The notes also mention that they synergize well with existing Section 31 officers.
Right.
So who are the usual suspects we're talking about here?
They specifically call out S-31, Georgia, Rachel Garrett, and Zeph. The idea is that by combining Quasi and Alok with these veterans of the shadows, you can unlock even more powerful tactical combinations.
Okay.
Whether you're dealing with swarms of enemies or trying to crack those heavily armored Apex raiders, it really adds a new layer to crew synergy and strategic planning.
So it's not just about getting the new ship and officers.
Right.
It's about building a whole shadowy dream team to unleash their full potential.
Exactly.
Now, beyond the hardware and the personnel, what kind of sneaky gadgets and tech are Section 31 providing us with this time around?
Oh, gosh.
I'm hoping for cloaking devices for my coffee mug.
While cloaking for your coffee mug isn't explicitly mentioned, we do have some new chaos tech to play with.
Okay.
The epic one is called Echo Papa 607.
Echo Papa 607.
And it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife.
All right.
It boosts weapon damage when the enemy's hull is low.
Okay.
Increases your isolytic defense against players at the start of a fight. And also amps up your apex shred against players.
Got it.
So it's looking like a solid all-around option for PvP.
Sounds like something that could really turn the tide in a close encounter.
For sure.
What about the rare chaos tech?
Okay.
Any fun surprises there?
We have two new rare options.
Okay.
Morphogenic virus is all about disrupting your opponent.
Morphogenic virus, okay.
It reduces their critical hit chance at the start of combat. And also boosts your isolytic damage against players when you're using the GS-31.
Nice.
Plus, it further weakens those already weakened by the Gravitational Blast by reducing their critical damage.
Nice.
Again, that GS-31 synergy is front and center.
Okay.
The other rare tech is Toluthian Mines.
Toluthian Mines.
This one gives you a temporary boost to isolytic defense when you get crit hit.
Okay.
Increases the loot you get from mirror universe hostiles. And boosts your critical damage against them.
Nice.
So this one seems more tailored for taking on your doppelgangers from the mirror universe.
Okay.
And lining your pockets with extra resources.
I like it. So a nice mix of tech for both player versus player.
Right.
And player versus environment scenarios.
Exactly.
It sounds like this update is packed with new toys.
Yeah.
And challenges to keep us busy.
For sure.
And as always, I'm sure there are a few gremlins they've squashed under the hood.
Oh, yeah.
The patch notes mention bug fixes and improvements. Anything noteworthy there?
Absolutely. While not as glamorous as a new ship,
Right.
these behind-the-scenes tweaks are crucial for a smoother gaming experience. They've tackled issues across the board from ship combat and those quirky exacomps to research, faction interactions, the user interface, alliance tournaments, and even the tutorials.
Nice.
It's a pretty extensive list, which suggests they're committed to polishing the overall gameplay.
Well, it sounds like Update 77 Section 31 Part 2 is bringing a whole lot to the Star Trek Fleet Command universe.
Yeah.
A powerful new ship designed for a new challenging mode.
Right.
Specialized officers to enhance your crew.
Absolutely.
Intriguing new tech to experiment with. And a commitment to squashing those pesky bugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're looking to embrace your inner secret agent and dive into some new tactical possibilities, this update seems like a must-try.
Definitely. The GS-31 and its Gravitational Blast, combined with the new officers and the elite solo wave defense, really inject a fresh strategic element into the game. It'll be fascinating to see how players adapt their strategies and crew combinations to master these new additions.
Now, is there anything else commanders should know before we wrap up?
I think we've covered the most important parts of this update.
Okay.
But as always, it's important to read through those full patch notes yourself. Just to make sure you're not missing any of the finer details.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And as Beck always says, live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Be sure to follow Dr. Iron Chef on Twitch.
And subscribe to Aloha Diz on YouTube.
Mahalo for joining us.
With the arrival of the GS-31.
And the intensity of the elite solo wave defense.
Right.
What do you think will be the most surprising or effective strategies players will discover?
Oh, that's a good question.
Will we see a new meta emerge centered around the weakened status?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is.
Until next time, Commanders, farewell.